Part 1. The hidden habit that drains a man's power. There's a silent thief stealing the strength of men today. It doesn't break into your home. It lives within you, waiting for moments of weakness. And while you think it gives relief, it quietly drains your focus, your drive, and your confidence. Most men never see it coming because they've been told it's normal. But the Stoics knew better. They understood that the more you chase comfort, the weaker you become. As Seneca said, no man is free who is a slave to his body. Think about it. How many times have you felt exhausted, unmotivated, and empty after giving in to your impulses? That's not just guilt, it's your power slipping away. Every time you surrender to instant pleasure, you train your mind to expect rewards without effort. Science calls it a dopamine loopure. Brain releases the same chemical as when you achieve real goals, but without the reward of growth. And slowly, the fire inside you fades. You stop fighting, stop creating, stop striving. Marcus Aurelius warned us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The Stoics weren't against pleasure, they were against slavery to it. They understood that a man who can't control his desires will eventually be controlled by them. In today's world, this truth still stands. Every moment you waste on false satisfaction is a moment stolen from your potential. The man who learns to master himself becomes unshakable. The one who doesn't becomes a prisoner in his own mind. This isn't about shame. It's about awakening. Discipline isn't restriction. It's liberation. As Epictetus said, no man is truly free unless he is master of himself. In the next part, we'll explore how this seemingly harmless habit destroys your energy, and how the Stoics used discipline to build unbreakable willpower. Part 2. Why this habit destroys you. Let's be honest. You've felt it. That dull emptiness after you give in. The loss of energy. The fog that clouds your mind. You tell yourself it's harmless, but deep down, you know something's off. Every time you chase that quick pleasure, your brain floods with dopamine, the same chemical that fires when you win, achieve, or conquer. But this time, you didn't earn it. You tricked your brain into feeling success without doing the work. And over time, that lie weakens you. Seneca once warned, he who indulges in empty pleasures weakens his soul. The more you seek the easy reward, the less you can handle real challenges. The mind becomes lazy, expecting satisfaction without effort. Think of it like this. A warrior who sharpens his sword on soft cloth will never survive the battlefield. When you feed your impulses, you dull the edge of your own willpower. Science confirms what the Stoics already knew: overstimulation numbs you. The constant chase for pleasure kills your drive, your discipline, and your masculinity. You feel unmotivated not because you lack ambition, but because your brain already thinks you've achieved something. Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. If your mind is consumed by easy pleasure, it can no longer focus on purpose, mastery, or meaning. Epictetus taught that the first victory a man must win is over himself. So the next time the urge arises, remember, you're not just resisting a habit, you're reclaiming your strength, one decision at a time. Part 3. The trap of pleasure. Stoic wisdom. Seneca once said, no man is free who is a slave to his body. And that's exactly what happens when pleasure begins to rule your life. Every time you give in to a fleeting desire, you strengthen the chains that bind you. You tell yourself, I need this, when in truth, it's controlling you. The Stoics warned us centuries ago, pleasure is not evil, but dependence on it destroys freedom. Marcus Aurelius wrote, if it's not right, do not do it. If it's not true, do not say it. To the Stoics, indulgence was not just a moral weakness, it was a betrayal of reason. Look around you. Modern life is built on the worship of comfort. Quick pleasure at your fingertips, scrolling, watching, consuming. And yet, men have never been more lost, more restless, more hollow. The body is satisfied, but the spirit starves. Epictetus reminded his students, freedom is the right to live as we wish, nothing else. A man who cannot command himself is not living freely, He's obeying his urges like a servant obeys his master. Imagine two men. One seeks pleasure, the other seeks purpose. The first chases the next rush, the next indulgence, always hungry, but never full. The second endures discomfort to build something lasting: strength, wisdom, discipline. Only one of them will know peace. True Stoic power is born when you stop chasing what feels good and start doing what makes you good. Master your desires and the world can no longer master you. Part 4. The Path to Freedom. 3 Stoic Principles. To break free from destructive habits, you must rise above the pull of impulse. The Stoics taught that freedom is not found in indulgence, but in mastery of self. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." There are 3 principles that will guide you toward that freedom: self-discipline, purpose, and transmutation. 1. Self-discipline. The key to freedom discipline is not punishment tags, strength in action. Every time you resist the urge, you prove to yourself that you are in control. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Each act of restraint is a small victory over weakness. Over time, those small victories forge an unshakable man. 2. Purpose. Replace the habit with something greater. A man without purpose will always be ruled by pleasure. Seneca warned, "If a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable." When your life lacks direction, you drift toward what's easy. But when you have a mission building, creating, learning, your energy naturally flows into growth, not waste. 3. Transmutation. Redirecting your energy. The Stoics and great minds throughout history understood that sexual energy is creative energy. Nikola Tesla devoted his entire life to invention by channeling this same force. When you learn to transform desire into drive, you turn temptation into fuel. Epictetus said, "Difficulties show what men are. Use that tension not to fall, but to rise higher." Each of these principles builds upon the other. Self-discipline strengthens your will, purpose gives your energy direction, and transmutation turns your urges into unstoppable momentum. Together, they create a foundation for true Stoic freedom. Part 5. The Climax. What happens when you quit? Imagine waking up every morning with clear focus and unstoppable energy. No guilt, no weakness, just confidence and strength flowing through you. That's what happens when you finally take control. When you stop feeding the habit that drains your spirit, your body and mind begin to align again. Your testosterone rises, your thoughts sharpen, and your sense of purpose returns. Seneca said, "The mind that is anxious about future events is miserable." When you live in discipline, the anxiety fades, you become centered, grounded, and present. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." And that's exactly what happens. You start becoming the man you were meant to be. The man who acts with intention instead of impulse. The difference is visible. Your energy shifts. People sense it in your eyes, your posture, your calm. The same force that once controlled you now fuels you. Like fire redirected from destruction to creation, your power becomes unstoppable. Epictetus said, "No great thing is created suddenly." Growth takes time, but every day you stay committed, your willpower grows stronger. You begin to live with a kind of quiet dominance of power that doesn't shout, but commands respect through presence. This is true Stoic freedom, not the absence of desire, but the mastery of it. When you quit what weakens you, you don't lose pleasure, you gain purpose. Part 6. The Final Challenge Conclusion. Now comes the test that separates men who talk about change from those who live it. The question isn't whether you know what's right, it's whether you have the strength to do it. You can keep feeding the same cycle of guilt and weakness, or you can take control and rise above it. The Stoics believe that every man faces this battle within himself. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." No great man in history was ruled by desire. They mastered themselves first, and the world followed. From warriors to philosophers, their strength was not in aggression, but in restraint. Seneca said, It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Each moment you waste on empty indulgence steals from the life you could have lived. Epictetus taught, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Your freedom begins with a single decision, to act with intention, not weakness. To live by principle, not pleasure. This is the essence of Stoicism. Not to suppress emotion, but to direct it toward greatness. When you rise above your impulses, you don't lose your humanity, you refine it. The journey of self-mastery isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Each step forward strengthens your mind and purifies your purpose. So the question remains, will you stay trapped in the habit that weakens you, or will you rise as the man you were meant to be? Your journey to self-mastery starts now.